again, and welcome to the Author Roundup. This special segment of the Book Connection Show showcases emerging indie authors who join us for a discussion of their newly published books. Join us for a conversation with our next guest author. Hi, welcome back to the show. My name is Emma, your host for today's episode. Today I have with me self-published author Robert Brown. He has had a 40-year career in finance and at one time assisted the FBI security case, which inspired his book, Take the Money and Run. After he retired from finance, he took classes in creative writing at the University of Washington and Hugo House. He is here to discuss his book. Hi, Rob. How are you today? Thanks for being here.
Hi, Emma. Glad to be with you.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about your book, please?
The book is a financial thriller, really.
Okay.
Peter and Tony are stockbrokers, but they're not any good at it. And they're rated worst and second worst in their stockbroker class by their firm. And Peter has an idea that's going to solve their problems, which is to borrow money from Tony's uncle, who was a made man in the mafia, use that money to buy low price stocks and run up the price with sensational rumors. Then they're going to sell the stocks, pay back the mafia, and keep the profits. It's a great plan, and what could go wrong with that?
Right. All right. So your book, the setup of your book feels part, Wall Street satire and part crime thriller. How would you describe the tone of this novel?
The tone of it is very much a financial thriller, but also there's quite a lot of humor throughout the book.
Yeah, it's fun. It's exciting. And what inspired this book
But
for
you mentioned the FBI earlier.
Yeah.
I was managing a brokerage office in Chicago, and the FBI showed up one day, and they said that someone had stolen money from one of our customers' accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So I helped the FBI understand the intricacies of all of our internal systems and so forth. And then they caught the person that did it. So I thought, gee, this was an interesting thing. This would make a good book.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that's what kind of inspired the book was the
Yeah.
FBI case. Okay, very cool. And what drew you to the world of rookie stockbrokers?
Well, I had been a rookie stockbroker about 40 years ago, so I knew what that was like. And they say write what you know, so I knew about that. So I thought I
Yeah.
would do it.
Yeah. And so you mentioned the characters a little bit in describing your book, but can you walk us through the characters more and maybe their like motivations?
Sure, there are two prime characters. The first one is Peter, who was an accountant from Indiana.
Okay.
He moved to New York and got involved with a woman who had high aspirations, and he didn't have the money to meet those, so he was pressed to do something. So he tried being a stockbroker, which he had no aptitude for.
Mm-hmm.
The other fellow, Tony, he is the son of a mafia member who died very honorably. We don't really get into how or what,
Mm-hmm.
but he was thought highly of by his uncle, who was
Mm-hmm.
a made man, and so the two of them together thought they would work out a plan to not hurt anybody. No problem. They would just take the money, pay back the mafia, and they'd be straight.
Yeah. And so without giving too much away, is there any point when the characters realize they may be over their heads a little bit?
Yes, there was, because everything went well for a while because it all depended on the stocks going up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had, as happens every now and then in the stock market, a huge decline. Stocks went down. They didn't have the money. They couldn't repay the debts. And a woman called into the office and wanted to take some money out of her account. And there was no money in there because they had stolen it. So
Mm-hmm.
at that point, that's the take the money and run part. This is the run part now. Once they realized that, they had to take
Mm-hmm.
off on the lam.
Mm-hmm. And so your story, the plan like it seems simple for these characters, borrow, manipulate, sell, uh repay and profit. But what does the story say about like theme wise, I guess? What does the story say about greed and the illusion of easy money, I guess?
Well, it says a lot about the illusion of easy money because there's some part of the book that deals with them having the money, having their scheme worked out, and having the money and living the high life for a while, and then of course it all collapsed.
It all sinks in, yeah. And what inspired these characters, the two main characters, Peter and Tony?
Well, I guess I think they were a composite of different people that I had known.
Okay. Gotcha. And was it fun writing and developing their characters? How was it writing their character complexes?
It was fun to do it, and I needed some more characters at one point, and I was kind of blocked a little bit. I was sitting in my office trying to write, and my bulldog, English bulldog, was sitting at my feet as
Oh,
she usually does. And then I thought I had inspiration. I thought there was a character. So the bulldog is a character in the
oh,
story.
that's sweet. Nice. I love that. I love the way inspiration just comes, whenever and however. So as far as like some themes in it, how did you show that desperation, made cloud judgment in such high pressure financial environments like you've seen before?
Well, the desperation came mainly from Peter's wife, who
Oh, okay.
uh, spent a lot of money that when they had it, and then didn't stop spending when they didn't have it,
Oh
and
no.
things started to collapse. The book starts with Peter's realizing everything was done with, and he was going to commit suicide. And the first chapter or so was about that. Obviously, he didn't commit suicide since there are 300 some pages to go.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't kill him off in the first chapter.
Yeah, but it definitely draws people in though.
Yeah,
That first
yeah.
character or that first chapter, yeah. So bringing the mafia into, this stock scheme raises the stakes instantly. How was it writing, break something as, not stereotypical, but as common as like the mafia? How is that writing mafia into your story?
Well, I don't know really much about the mafia, although at one point I was employed by a bank that
Hmm.
after I was there a little while, I realized there was some mafia connections and met a couple of those fellows who really are quite charming when you just meet them. And
Yeah.
in fact, I had opportunity to be president of a bank when I was only 26. And
Hmm.
I told the mafia guy that I didn't know how to be president of a bank, and he said, "Don't worry, me and the boys will tell you what to do."
Oh
So
boy.
I quit that job and moved out of state.
Yeah, probably for the best. Was there a particular scene you loved writing because everything starts to unravel, or was there a
Yeah,
point?
there was. If you'll bear with me, I might read that to you.
Yeah,
Just
that'd be
it's
great.
it's, it's very short.
Okay.
To to set the stage, Linda Hickman is 24 years old. She has been seriously wounded in Iraq, and she is in Chicago trying to get a job. She's new to Chicago. The maitre d' deftly guided them through the crowded room to a table set against the chair opposite. He bowed slightly to the alderman. Mr. Roscoe, would you prefer to sit beside the lady or to have a chair? You may remove the chair, Robert. We'll sit next to each other. Linda smiled demurely as she thought, oh shit, this is a bad start. They were in Gibson's, the favorite dining location for Chicago's real estate developers, politicians, commodity traders, and personal injury lawyers. It was jokingly said to be a family place, fathers having dinner with their daughters. It was a happy, boisterous crowd. They were good suits, $10,000 wristwatches, gold chains, and here and there exposed chest hair. No trace of the buttoned up waspy inhibition. The women were young, expensively dressed, and gorgeous. Although uncomfortable in her situation, Linda was secretly pleased. She looked great, as good as anybody in the joint. Perry, her new gay friend, said she had a beautiful complexion, a pretty face, and a graceful neck. He cut her hair in a short, whimsical style and applied just a hint of makeup. He bought her a pair of light green silk pants and an ivory sleeveless top. She looked terrific, but considering the circumstances, maybe a little too terrific.
Mhm.
The alderman sat too close, almost touching, definitely invading her personal space. Linda thought, damn, I should have known this would happen. She had been told that Alderman Roscoe could get her a job, and she accepted his invitation to dinner. Now he was starting to move in on her. Being a former Army private and a practical West Virginia girl, she figured she might as well enjoy a good dinner and worry about the other stuff later. She looked around and checked the food being served at other tables. There were huge steaks, 3-pound lobsters, heaping platters of onion rings, beautiful vegetables, and freshly baked individual loaves of bread. They even served twice baked potatoes, something she hadn't tasted since her mother made them when she was a little girl.
Mhm.
She wondered what her mom would think if she could see her little girl in this fancy big city restaurant. John Roscoe brought her back from her childhood memories by offering to order for her. Why, yes, Mr. Roscoe. I'd love you to select some wine, but if you don't mind, I'll order my own dinner. Of course I don't mind. Please call me Johnny. She ordered a medium rare New York strip steak with a twice baked potato and fresh asparagus. His leg was pressing against the side of her leg before their meals even arrived at the table. When he began to slip his hand inside of her knee to the inside of her knee, she gave her best seductive smile. She thought, what the hell? This is going to be fun. Johnny's fingers brushed lightly against her new silk pants. He expected soft feminine flesh. He encountered sturdy leather and heavy duty plastic. His face darkened as he probed further. Straps, buckles, hard plastic, and a chrome hinge. That's my leg that got blown off in Iraq. There was no response from the alderman. Linda let the silence hang for a couple of beats. Then she said, I hope this doesn't mean I'm not going to get the job. So I had fun with that one.
I love that. That's great. I love your writing. It really transforms you, into the scene. That's great. That's
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Nice little teaser for everyone listening. So if you could describe your novel in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Um, 3 words. That's not very many. I would say humorous financial thriller.
Oh, nice. Very cool. So what do you want readers to take away and, really like get out of your book?
Well, I think that I would like them to enjoy the book. I think it's a fun book. Not going to make any all-time serious literature list, but it's a fun book and very enjoyable read.
Hmm.
And it does draw people in. I gave a copy to
Yeah.
a woman friend of mine, and she told me that she didn't mean to, but she stayed up all night reading it because at the end of each scene, she had to find out what happened next. So
Hmm.
that was
Oh, that's a good compliment. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah. And what would you say makes your financial thriller different than other financial thrillers?
I think the humor in it, such as the scene I just read.
Hmm.
Uh, Linda becomes part of their gang and so forth, and uh, there were other scenes in it that were quite humorous.
Yeah.
Serious, they're running away, but still humorous things that have happened to them.
Yeah. And so in the beginning, I mentioned that you started taking creative writing classes at the University of Washington.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So what made you want to take writing classes and what is that what ultimately led you to start writing this book too?
Well, I've written two others before this, but
Oh, okay.
this one was, I think, the most fun to write.
Yeah.
And since I was a very young man, I was very interested in writing and so forth, and thought about a career in that. And then I realized that I had a wife and three children and a station wagon and a dog, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel that I could take the risk of not being able to make adequate living as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into finance, and now that I retired from that, now I can write
Write
about
all you want.
some of the things I've experienced and learned. So that's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. What are the other two books that you've written? What are those types of books?
The first one was The War Chief's Son. That's still available. And the other was a more personal memoir.
And so, when did you start writing this book, and how long did it take you to complete it?
I started a couple of years ago, and it took me a little more than a year to complete the book. I went through it pretty quickly. It'd be a long time to go back and put it together and change it, and all that stuff. And I had a wonderful ending all set for it, and I was writing toward that ending, and then I realized it didn't work, and I had to do it over. That kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. So you went back and revised. You're like, it doesn't feel
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And so, can you share, what your writing experience was like with this book, and maybe like your writing routine?
Well, I don't have much of a routine. I don't have much discipline, but I did get some good advice from a New York Times best-selling writer, and that has helped me a lot. And I might pass that along to anybody else that's beginning. And that it's not original with me, but uh, what he said was that when you feel an inspiration, get it down. Don't pay attention to anything: spelling, punctuation, transitions, grammar, nothing. Tell yourself you're a genius and get it down. And if it takes 12 hours, that's it. If it takes 18 hours, that's it. Just get it down and then go back and fix it. So
Yeah, that's a good.
I thought that helped me a lot because it allowed me to capture ideas and not lose them, and then later put it together in a way that hopefully made sense.
Yeah. Do you prefer to write like in the morning or in the evening or just whenever inspiration hits?
Uh, I'm better in the evening somehow, and
Yeah. Okay.
I'm relaxed from the day, and then can do it then usually.
Yeah. And so now that you're not new to writing, you've written, books before.
Right.
What advice would you give to a writer working on, their first book?
Well, I would give what the person gave to me, which was when you get inspiration, get it down and don't worry about anything, and
Hmm.
go fast. Tell yourself you're a genius and put it all down because
Was there,
you can fix it later.
yeah, that's true. Was there a difficult part of your writing process, or have you had any difficult parts of your writing process for any of your books?
The the uh, the only difficult part was when I was kind of stuck and looking for a new character, and then I came up with a bulldog, and then things moved along.
Yeah. What's the nicest feedback or review you received about your book so far?
Um, it was entered when I was on the West Coast. It was entered in the uh, Pacific Writers Association fiction writing contest,
Hmm.
and I got a nice review from one of the judges on that. I didn't have it completely like I wanted it, and I didn't win the contest, but I did get to be a finalist in the contest. So that was nice. And what the judge said was that the beginning of the book really drew somebody in. And that was,
Hmm.
I think, the nicest thing that I've heard.
Yeah, that is a really nice compliment. I like the comment from your friend earlier about not being able to put it down.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a good compliment for a thriller book.
yeah.
Um, what has been the feedback like from like family and and friends and things like that?
Well, family and friends, that's one of those things. My wife loved it. What are you going to do? So that feedback was all. was all very good, and they said you gotta get that book out there and get people to notice it, which is what I'm trying to do now.
So is this book a type of book that closes, it's like it's done, or is there a cliffhanger, or are you planning on doing another book or
It is meant to be first in a series.
Oh,
So after
okay.
these two fellows run away and escape and go to a new, they are in New York and they run away to Chicago and are hiding out there, and they're set up for a new book in the series, which I've already started. So
Oh, nice. You're just a little bit through or halfway through or
oh, not the quarter of the way through.
Okay. Nice. Very cool. Well, that's exciting. Is there any other like professional or personal goals you have for this year as an author?
I would like to do everything I can to get this one out there so people can see it.
Yeah.
Everybody that's seen it has liked it, but not very many people have seen it. So I like to kind of get the word out. That's my goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And the goal of this podcast is to get the word out about your book and promote it. And so we hope that, listeners will go and buy it and yeah. So well, is there anything else that you'd like to mention today or
Yeah,
anything?
I would say that the book is on Amazon and
Okay.
is available on Amazon, and there's a paperback edition, so you don't have to spend a fortune to get it. And uh, I didn't know this, but it turns out there are a few other books that have the same title that were published over the past years. Take the money and run. So if
Oh,
someone is
really?
looking on Amazon, scroll down to the one that is by me, Robert Brown.
Yeah.
Take the money and run by me.
Yeah. Okay.
And the
Very
and the
cool.
cover of the book shows a man running off the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with money falling out of his pockets and so forth. So it's very
Oh, nice.
distinctive
Yeah.
cover.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Rob, for being here, and we appreciate, your time and thanks for sharing your book with us, and we wish you the best of luck with your book and future books.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Good to
Yeah,
talk with you.
and if you're listening and you would like to purchase Rob's book, you can purchase it, like he said, through Amazon and also Barnes& and Noble and also Ex Libris. We have an online bookstore there. You can find it there. And if you do, pick it up and make sure you pick up the right book, like he mentioned, and leave him a review. And thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.